did that take?
How long has it taken me to get here?
Well, we've worked together for many, many years. It's great to have you at the house. And cheers, anyway.
Cheers.
You're on the champagne already.
Yes, of course.
I love that. So what we're going to do is, and I know you're a big lover of food and you want to learn how to cook fish as well, so I thought throughout the show, we'd get you back in. You're going to get you 3 parts for this. We're going to get you to show you how to cook fish in 2 other dishes as well. But ragu, we're going to do a really nice pasta ragu, which I know is one of your favourites. Yeah. So the first thing we want to do with this is talk about the base for our ragu. So I've got some onions, leek, carrot, celery. That's the basis of this. Then we've got some bay leaf.
Holy Trinity or something.
That is the Holy Trinity, really, as well. We've got, just chop all this up. Now, you can blend it, which is a lot easier. You can finely dice it if you want, but when you've got a blender like this, you might as well just have a blender, chuck it in a blender.
I don't normally put leek in mine. I've done the carrots and celery and onions.
Leeks as well, that goes in. So while that's blending in here, I'll run through the rest of it. That's it. Blend it all up like that. You can just keep going and going and going. That'll blend up. While that's happening, turn our attention to what we've got in here. We've got 2 different types of meat for this. We've got pork and beef, 50-50.
Yeah, a lot of people do that mix, don't they? I just tend to use beef.
You just use beef?
Yeah.
You can do if you want. I think you need the pork in there as well, really. I think you need half and half. A lot of people would make this, if you want, and you can do it seasoning-wise, you can do it with venison.
Oh, nice. I like venison.
So venison work well with beef as well, but either way, the combination of the 2 meats really work well together. So that's our nice little bit of blended vegetables. That's all going to go in here. So, Ruth, tell us about yourself then, because TV, first of all, before television, if we go back to when you were a young kid, I didn't know that you travelled the world when you were a young kid, even before you were 10. Well,
this is the world. See, my dad was in the army, so I'm an army kid, and my sister was born in Germany. I was born in Singapore. I don't remember Singapore, so I was only about 6 months old when they left. They loved Singapore. I remember Tripoli in Libya. So I remember how hot it was. Like, it was so, so hot. And everything was very, very different to me. I was 5 when we went there.
Was that difficult as a young kid, you know, when you get friends and meeting friends and keeping those friends? How did you find that when you're growing up?
Well, we didn't know anything else, really, you know, so you just knew. And because we were all kind of service kids, you just knew that's what we did. We all went to school. Hence why eventually I went to boarding school, which a lot of service children do, because your parents think, you know, it's not so great dragging you around to so many different schools.
Didn't that take you down to... You ended up in Cornwall, didn't you?
Yeah, so I went to boarding school in London.
Right.
And then my dad was coming out of the army. He did 23 years in the army, loved it, loved the life, we all did. But his family are Cornish, and so he and my mum had bought a house in Cornwall. And so when he came out of the army, and they were in this small fishing village called Corsand, and that's when I started my TV career. So
with a dream of going into television or not?
No, never. Not a clue. Very, very, very directionless teenager, like flunked school. Did flunk school.
With a view to do what? You must have been wanting to do something, or nothing, right?
Didn't know. You know, there's people, they're kids, and even when they're like 14, they go, oh, yes, I want to be a solicitor or a doctor. Not a clue, not a clue. Just very aimless teenager. And my mum, God love her, said to me, do a secretarial course. Because
you were very academic, though, because...
No. Well, I could have been if I'd worked harder.
Because you get the feeling, well, I've known you for a while now, but you never forget anything, and your knowledge, you're like a sponge. And we worked together on this morning as well.
When was that?
That was scary. That was 5.5 years ago. That was the last time I ever want to present this morning. It was frightening.
All right.
No, I did all right, but I didn't do very well. It was frightening. But it's one of those things. But you know, you're so comfortable with it.
I've been doing it a long time.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? But there's people that do it a long time. But I've been doing this a long time, 30 years.
Yeah, but you're comfortable with it.
I'm still winging it, basically. But do you know what I mean? It's you feel very at one with your job.
Well, I love my job, as you love your cooking, so I think that helps. I love meeting people, so I love talking to people. So for me, it's almost trying to forget that there's a camera on you and thinking, if I met this person on the bus or in a pub and we got chatting, what questions would I ask them and where would that conversation go? It's not that
so
much
So I stopped you. When you were in Cornwall, you were doing shorthand for some companies and bits and pieces. How did you meet somebody in a pub that got you involved?
I did. A wonderful woman called Pat Savage. And Pat Savage, if you're watching, please get in touch with me because I've lost contact with her. Right. So I met Pat Savage. She and her husband lived in the same village as us, and she was working at, it was Westwood Television then, that's how old I am. And she was saying to me, what do you want to do? And again, I was like, I don't know really. And she said, why don't you, come and I'll get an interview for you with the head of personnel, as they were called in those days, not HR. And so that's how I got in. I worked behind the scenes, absolutely loved it. From the moment I got there, I loved the atmosphere, and I wanted to be a floor manager. In the meantime, they were looking for a continuity presenter, which is, when people, they don't appear now, but they used to appear in between the adverts and things going, hello, welcome to Television Southwest, and later tonight we've got A, B and C.
Yeah.
And they needed a holiday release, and they asked me, would I like an audition?
It's amazing how television works, isn't it?
But you know those stories that, I remember them asking, the boss called me up on a Friday afternoon, and I genuinely thought he wanted to, ask me to do something. So I remember taking my pad up, did shorthand, like, you might want me to do something Friday afternoon. And he said, da-da-da, we're looking for a holiday relief continuity presenter. And I thought he was going to ask me to put an ad in the Stage magazine or something. I was like, yes, yes. And he said, I wondered if you fancied having a go. And it was one of those, one of those moments you go, oh, sorry, me? Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, he's not alive anymore, David Sunderland.
So you've done all manner of different TV over your career and all manner of different sort of stuff. But one thing that, makes you feel comfortable is, tell us about this QVC thing you've been working on, because you've been doing this for quite a while now. And it's gone from strength to strength. It's a big hit that you've got.
It is a big hit. I always feel like I'm showing off when I say that, but it really has been.
But it is. I mean, but out of everything you've done, it's one of those jobs. I find this is one of those things that everything I've ever learned has come together for this moment.
Yeah.
Because I've spent 30 years doing this, 40-odd years of cooking.
Yeah.
You're cooking without thinking about it and interviewing somebody. People find it difficult. But when you're doing this... QVC, that's another step up, because you've got...
It's a completely different thing to everything I've done before. I didn't see it coming. I'm delighted it did. I did not see it coming. I didn't go looking for it. So QVC approached me, via my Adrian, darling.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, yeah, of course I'll go and talk to them. And it's gone from there. And I was, I didn't know what to say about fashion. I know I like clothes. I know I like to try and look stylish. But when you say about maybe this moment was coming, when I look back, I did that. One of the things I was good at school was needlework. Yeah. I remember getting a sewing machine for my 18th birthday, and I was really disappointed. I thought it was the most boring present. But actually, as I was older, I remember buying my first flat, and I made curtains, and so I could sew.
And then you've gone on not just to present it, but tell us about this. We're going to talk about it later on in the show as well. While I finish off this pasta, but tell us about the new thing you've been involved in as well, because this is big for you, because now you've got your own name involved in this, naming lights, not just on television.
You're making me nervous now.
Yeah, well, this is great. It's great. Tell us about this new idea.
It's exciting, but you do tours and shows and things. When your name's there, and you're hoping that people are going to buy a ticket and come and see you. It's quite a pressure.
Turn up.
But it is exciting. Yes, so I'm doing an event, a 2-day event called Feeling Fabulous with Ruth. Yeah. Beautiful location. You'll probably know it, Billingsgate, the old Billingsgate.
Place, yeah, absolutely.
So it's the old fish market, beautiful building, right next to the River Thames. When you go out, there's a beautiful terrace outside.
And you get a seal out there if you look out as well. There will be seal there. Yeah.
There's Tower Bridge. It's just a beautiful location. So it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of my kind of celebby friends. I hate celebby friends because they are my friends. But Ryland's coming. Anton, who's been here, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He can't been here. He can't get away from the place.
Anton's popping down. We've got lots of hair demonstrations, beauty demonstrations, lots of experts, tips, all the things that my girlfriends and I kind of talk about when we're all together.
Ruth, it's going to be fantastic. We're going to talk about that later on the show as well, because there's more to talk about. Look, what I'm going to go is just got a little bit of our pasta over here with our simple little ragu finished off in there, and then what I'm going to do, and I've cooked the pasta, finish off cooking the pasta in here. We're just going
the pasta on the plate and shove the sauce on the top.
That is definitely wrong.
That you'd throw me out.
That's definitely wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
That's definitely
just
wrong.
Checking.
And then what I've got here, some fresh Parmesan cheese over the top.
In restaurants when they go, say when, and I'm literally like that.
Is that what you want? Just yeah, exactly.
I'm like that. Keep
well,
going.
say when.
Keep
this
going.
Is yours.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. That's lovely. Thank you.
There you go. And then I've got some lovely olive oil over the top. And there we have it. My simple little ragu. It takes time to make a good ragu, but it's well worth it.
So do you put that on in the morning? Just leave it alone for 4 hours?
Yeah, just leave it alone. Don't touch it. Don't stir it. Don't do anything with it. Just leave it.
Wow.
Easy as that. Done.
Gorgeous.
Bon appetit.
Look at that.
There you go. This is a little starter in this house. So
that's fine for me.
You've got more coming, so don't fill yourself up. But it's
Oh, look. Yeah. I'm twirling.
I'm going to go in with fingers.
You're going fingers?
It's nice.
Oh, hang on. How do you do this elegantly? You can't really, can you?
No, I don't know.
Oh, that sauce, that's deep.
It's tasty, isn't it? That's where you cook it. You need to cook it. And it almost goes like, I remember my granny cooking a meatloaf. You know, it almost looks like that. That it's just, yeah, it's that kind of. You've got to cook it and cook it and cook it and cook it. It gets better the longer you cook it for.
And the next day, but it's even nicer.
Yeah, the next day even better, and it's just delicious, that. But plenty of basil, lots of parmesan. Easy as that. Right, I'll be cooking for Ruth again later on in the show, and we'll be joined by Yorkshire vet Peter Wright. We'll be dropping by the house very shortly. But join me again after the break when top chef Simon Holstrom will be here with an amazing recipe for scallops. Scallops and peas and toffee. It all works together. I'll see you in a minute.